Good morning, good afternoon, good day, wherever you are, whenever you're watching this. This is Dee-Dee Devin from Divine Intervention, Lifestyle and Nutrition Health Coaching. Today, I'd love to spend a little more time with you and actually take you through a coaching session on habit change. I'm a trained master at habit change and know firsthand what it takes to not only envision a better life, but to also live a life that's better than ever without regrets. So, if you have a few habits that you'd like to stop or start, I'd encourage you to hang in there with me as I know that habits don't happen overnight and they do take a little time to unwind and rewire. This presentation I like to call a coaching session. I'm sitting here at my kitchen table, what I normally do with a client, is going to be a little bit longer, but I promise that if you hang in there with me, I have a special gift waiting for you on the other side. This could be the turning point of the rest of your life. You'll need a pen and a paper as I'm going to ask you to do a few short exercises along the way. A day doesn't go by that people don't compliment me on my skin. They're like, wow, you have great skin. What do you do? What do you use? And of course, I smile and I'm gracious and say, oh, thank you. Enjoy the view. And I'd love to share my secret with you. Are you ready? Got that pen handy? You might want to write this down. I have zero stress in my life. I eat real food. I drink half my body weight in ounces of water every day. I don't drink very much alcohol. I go to bed early. I get at least 8 hours of sleep a night. I exercise every day. I have supportive and loving relationships, and that's just the start. And of course, then comes a sigh, as I'm sure that's not what they wanted or were expecting or wanting to hear. But I'm here to tell you that I don't have anything that you don't have. And one of the things that changed my life was learning how to create habits that were more in alignment with the way that I wanted to feel and look every day. And the way I wanted to feel was to glow, to be sunshine, like from the inside out, to beam aliveness. And I'm happy to say that now my life is filled with health promoting habits that make me feel awesome every day. I just turned 59 years old, and I can honestly say that my life wasn't always a bowl of cherries, but with the right teachers, trainers, mentors, peers, faith, and courage, I've been able to create the life of my dreams, and so can you. How would you like to feel every day? Not just that one day when you make that New Year's resolution or you go to the gym once in a while. How would you like your baseline norm to feel? Can you think of one word that could describe that? Like maybe invigorated, empowered, refreshed, healthy, energetic, lighthearted, joyful, alive, nourished, vibrant, alert, or just plain excited about life. So today, through this virtual coaching session, I want to hopefully make your mouth water a little bit. Mmm, yummy. As you start to imagine just a little bit about what are some of the habits that you would like to create for yourself, because this is how you want to feel. I'm going to share what works and what doesn't, and what I wish someone would have told me so you don't have to waste any more valuable time feeling blah and kick yourself later. The knowledge, the skills, and growth, but here's a little gem. Transformation starts with you. Very important. My mantra is first for me, then for others. I am my best client. I'm not just a teacher, I'm a student of my work first. So of course I'm a believer. If you are ready for a turnaround where you can set up your reality in such a way that what you're experiencing in the second half of this year is better than ever, then when we entertain this, we have to ask ourselves, what's going to be different at the end of the year than right now? And what that takes is vision. Here's a writer downer. It's not willpower, it's why power. The reason many people make New Year's resolutions and have trouble sticking to them is because it was a tactic. It wasn't really rooted in anything meaningful. We've all seen this. 95% of the people who make New Year's resolutions quit within 2 weeks. They start off enthusiastic, like this time's going to be different. And the thing is, most New Year's resolutions don't stick because the vision wasn't clear enough. We don't have a plan in place. We don't have a compelling, motivating factor. Something that drives us to stick with it, that's more important than reasons for not sticking with it, which has a lot to do with not taking our whole life into account. We're not making New Year's resolutions that are in a realistic framework, meaning it fits into the context of our busy lives, our other responsibilities. We're just like, boom, snap our fingers and let's just change. I'm going to the gym every day. I'm going to sign up for unlimited yoga, even though I haven't been to a yoga class in 3 years. Does that work? Anyone? No, that doesn't work. We start off really well, but very quickly we find we can't keep up, and that's because we don't have a holistic framework for habit change. Your habits determine the quality of your life. Now that's a writer downer. Your habits determine your quality of life. What we're going to want to build for the rest of 2018 is habit change. So your habits determines your quality of life. Now, what are habits? Habits are those little rituals that you do every day. And sometimes it seems like small things, but we're even habituated to should all over ourselves. Now, what does it mean to should all over ourselves? Yes, you heard me right. That means I do things because I should do them. How much of your life is composed of shoulds? It doesn't feel so good to live up a life out of obligation. We start to feel victimized, right? What happens to our energy? It goes down. What happens to our health? It falls apart. What happens to our goals? They get derailed. And this is an interesting one, this should thing. And I'll come back to that in a moment. But what I would love to inspire for the rest of 2018 is that if you want to turn around this doozy submarine, stop shitting all over yourself. So what we're going to do is take this almost midway point of the year and do a little bit of resolution, but not in a traditional manner. Like I said, we need a holistic viewpoint. One of the interesting things is that change happens when you make a decision. It doesn't happen because you have a tactic, like a New Year's resolution is a tactic. Change happens when you make a decision. And a decision is about resolve. Resolving to make a change in your life and stop shitting all over yourself. Let's take a deep breath. Partly why people complain so much is because they're shitting. So, would it be all right with you if we create a plan to stop shitting all over yourself? Would that be helpful? So right now, I'd like to do a little exercise with you. Let's take a little inventory of your life so you can come away from this coaching session with a plan to optimize your aliveness and take charge of your life. Because without a vision and without meaning behind it, most of us end up feeling lost. A clear and inspiring vision for your life and for the habits that go along with that life is the foundation for success. It's the North Star that calls you into expansion into every area of your life. But before you can create that inspiring vision of where you want to go, you first have to inventory where you are. So, if we can imagine our lives on its current continuum, okay? So let's get a sense of your life and the routines that you have, the daily, what keeps repeating. You wake up, you go to work, you go home, you go to bed, whatever it is. You empty the dishwasher. You stare in your closet and experience the wardrobe blues. You make a promise to yourself that tomorrow it's going to be different. And then tomorrow comes and something happens and you get derailed, right? Is that we imagine our lives on this current continuum because we all face this. I don't say any of this without judgment. I'm not stating anything that I myself have not been through. So I am the same as you. I wasn't born like having it all figured out. How to live my life perfectly. I'm human after all. Just figuring it out. But what I have figured out in the last couple of years has set my life on a course that I'm really proud of, and that's what I want to pass on to you. So here's a very important point. If we imagine our lives on its current continuum, nothing changes. You're going to keep doing exactly what you're doing right now. All the shoulds, all the habits that are no longer working for you, all the complaints, all the resentment, all the not enoughness. Imagine yourself in that current continuum and ask yourself, if things are still the same in 6 or 12 months, am I okay with where this is heading? This is one of the questions that woke me up out of the trance to make that capital D decision. That no, I'm not going to take charge. No, I'm going to take charge of this and make it what I want. So let me ask you a question. If things are still the same in 6 to 12 months, are you okay with where this is heading? Because with every waking moment, we are creating a trajectory with our lives. What we feel is nagging now will eventually become gnawing. Now that's an image for you. And if left to fester, it will take us down and then out. It's just a matter of time. We end up dragged through life rather than living it. So we end up living someone else's dreams and go through life suffering obligations and tolerating. Ugh, that's that shitting thing. There's a nurse's study of 1,000 people on their deathbed, and the number one regret of the dying. And what they said was living the life somebody else wanted of me versus the life I wanted, versus blazing my own trail. And the reason people said they did that was they didn't want to disappoint someone. They were afraid of being judged and criticized. Who are you to dare to live so true? And so what'd they do? Sacrifice, suffer obligations, tolerate, comply, should all over themselves. So what's the starting place? It's that decision to live a life with no regrets. It's the resolve that you're going to take this one precious life and live it up. So I have an invitation now. I'm going to ask you to write this question down. And this is not a casual question. I want you to get radically honest and know that I am asking this question because my mission is to become a stand for you to living your best life. The best you ever. Better than before, better than ever is what I call fabulous over 50. And the question is, where have you been hiding? Take a deep breath. Where have you been hiding? There's likely some place that you've been hiding and only you know it's true. There's likely some place that you've been hiding and it's time to come out of that denial and rationalization. So here's a little exercise. Begin by filling out this sentence starter. Where I've been hiding is, and possibly behind fear, anxiety, your past disappointment, being busy, introvertedness, obligations, insecurities, and you are not alone. And it feels really good to come out of hiding and to have a safe place to come out of hiding. There's no judgment, just reveal it and come clean, and now you get to do something about it, which is really empowering. And this is a very important first step. It takes vulnerability to really engage this. The next sentence is, the truth is, what I really want for my life is, the truth is, what I really want for my life is, fill in the blank. And some of you may never have declared this. You've been hiding out in the basement of your being and not ever admitted it to yourself and what you really want. Name the truth of what you really want in your life. Maybe you've been scared to claim. The truth of what I really want for my life is. And here's what I wanted. Freedom of self-expression, creativity, certainty, peace, stability, flexibility, fulfillment, satisfaction, health, a life without regrets, and to claim it without guilt or shame, where I'm happy being me. And for those of you who didn't or couldn't answer that, I invite you to give yourself permission to want something. Change starts with wanting something. It also starts with giving yourself permission to want something. For many of us, we love to help everybody else, but what happens to you? Do you disappear into yourself in being of service to others, to where you fall to the bottom of the priority list or get completely sacrificed? This is where you believe it's selfish to want something for yourself? So let's just set that aside for now and give yourself permission to want something. My coaching methodology, hard one, is around habit change. But I can't help them more than they want it for themselves. I help clients create habit change in their lives, and the only prerequisite for helping someone change their life is that they have to want something. Otherwise, I don't know what to change. I can't want change for someone more than they want it for themselves. We can certainly look around at people in our lives and say, oh, you would be so much better off if you did such and such. And if you would just change that one thing, your life would be so much better. But I can't want your change more than you want your change. So what I'm inviting you into this moment is to want something. So again, the question is, the truth of what I want for my life is. And so if you have the answer to that, now let's take it one step further. Because it's great to want something, but in order to achieve it, you have to know why. Coaching is so much more than about just information. Okay? Your why is so much bigger than your excuses, bigger than your doubts and fears. It's the thing that will give you the courage and drive to go forward. And this is something I cover in my very first coaching session with new clients in my Total Body Transformation program. Of course, we set goals. However, those goals won't succeed if the client doesn't have a compelling reason why that will motivate them to make the change. Something that's bigger than their fears and doubts, that's bigger than their excuses. I call this the motivating factor, or the big MOFA, the big motivating factor. So the next question I've got for you right now is, you've already said where you've been hiding. You've said the truth about what you really want for your life. Now I want to know why it matters to you. So this sentence starter is, why it matters to me is, and what's important about that. Why it matters to me is, and what's important about that. For example, why it matters to me is for my children and my grandchildren. I must be what I want my children to become. Think, what is the terrible thing that will happen if you don't do that thing? Whatever it is that's going to motivate you. Or what is the wonderful opportunity that lies before you if you do? What I love most about people's answers, especially to this question around their health, is that they are saying so much more to saying yes to themselves than just about nutrition and food and micronutrients and blood sugar. Of course, all of those things are important, and I do cover all of that within my health coaching program. That is important in your personal development and of being to service to others. But there's more. Saying yes to a path, not some type of box diet or experience. This is the way of walking through life. It's saying yes to living your best life ever and making a different future, such that making an impact on others and yourself that would have been different had you not been here. This is not merely about making another resolution. This is about resolve. This means cutting off the possibility of your best life ever not ever happening. That's a biggie. What if we could just cut off that possibility where that's not even an option for you? That's not even going to be realized in this lifetime. Now here's a little tough love, and you can ask any of my 4 grown children. I have a witness. I have a certain style of coaching. I have a lot of cheerleading, encouragement, and love and wishiness, warm and fuzzies and appreciation. But when it comes down to it, part of my job as a coach is to cut through the BS, to call out someone where they are hiding in the most loving way, and to tell them the truth that other people will not tell them. We all need people in our lives who support us, but we also need people in our lives who stretch us. So here's a little stretching in my life that I want to do. But this idea that resolution is about resolve. You're making a decision that there's no turning back, where you're stepping on a path of living your best life ever. And if you're doing anything other than this, you basically are consenting to living a mediocre life. Like, meh. Whether you're admitting it or not, and I mean this with absolute love. This is what I've learned by studying the regrets of the dying. And it's a funny thing. Well, actually not so funny. We think we have this guarantee to reach some old age of 70 or 80 or 90. But who knows someone out of the blue who passed away unexpectedly? More than I care to count. In fact, there was one just yesterday. Very, very unfortunate. So old age is not guaranteed to anyone. It's now. This is not a dress rehearsal. It's now. So who is willing to partner with me to living their best life ever and inspiring others to do the same? They say, when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. Like this feels pretty aligned with the divine. And this is what transformational health coaching is all about, and why my life has no regrets, no bad days, and living my best life ever. So we've done a little bit of visioning, and I want to do a little more, and then I want to talk about my fabulous Over 50 Total Body Transformation Program and what it would take for you to join me on this 90-day journey. But there's one little thing I want to address. If you want to step into that future version of you today, If you want to be a stand for living your best life ever and inspire others to do the same, then here's the key. You ready? You got to stop asking for permission. You got to stop waiting for someone else to give you permission to live your best life or to tell you that your time is now. If you need someone to give you permission, then here it is. I give you permission, okay? Does that help? I don't think so, because you have to give it to yourself. You're the one who has to give it to yourself. You have to give yourself permission to stop tolerating the things that you've been tolerating and to do, be, and have the things you said that you wanted. You are the only one, the only you that will ever be born. So you get to become the author of your life. And that's a choice. You get to become the steward of your own greatness. And if you're hiding and holding out, then you're depriving the world of your gifts. And frankly, that's stingy. So I've decided to become a stand for this. This is my purpose, this is my call, and I'm heeding the call. Because I believe that there's a more beautiful world that we know in our hearts is possible. And I'm not going to my deathbed with regrets that I didn't go for it. So, becoming the author of your own life, giving yourself permission, here's the next question I want you to fill in. The permission I'm giving myself is, fill in the blank. The permission I'm giving myself is. Now this is an important declaration. It's almost an incantation. Very, very powerful. Did you know that the word abracadabra means I will create as I speak? So, abracadabra, we are magically versed. And part of that is making the decision, the resolve, and giving yourself permission. Not waiting for someone else to give you permission. It's giving yourself permission. So what if today was the day that we collectively rose up and proclaimed to ourselves and to all the people in our lives, this is who I am, this is what I want, this is where I'm taking a stand. Can you hear the self-leadership in that? That takes courage. There will be naysayers, but the thing is, once you make a capital D or Dee-Dee decision, the pieces start to fall into place. What will trip you up is the naysayers, because we haven't stabilized in this self-leadership yet. You have to anchor in this truth that we are talking about, of where you are no longer willing to second guess or should all over your life, where you're no longer willing to harbor your silent wants and foster in victimhood, despair, resentment, and where you're no longer willing to hide your gifts, your body, your passion, and your purpose. And do you know what your purpose is in life? Your purpose is to live a life full out. To live your life full out. And do you know what this is really about? This is about betting on you for the rest of 2018 and setting yourself up for real joy in 2019. If you don't believe me, who's going to believe in you? And one of the things my clients love about my coaching is the accountability. I appreciate who you currently are, so yes, you are awesome, just as you are. And at the same time, I hold a higher vision for who you can be. I will not only support you, but stretch you to become the best version of you. I will be holding your hand all the way through this experience and consistently supporting you and stretching you into that higher vision and version. So when you forget these little things, and you go into hiding and crawl under a rock, especially for you introverts. There's no hiding in this program. You're going to be called out, and you're going to remember it's for your highest good. Not to make you uncomfortable in a way that you don't want to, but uncomfortable because that's where the magic happens. Outside your comfort zone. Bam. So, what if today was the day that you made a capital Dee-Dee decision to rise up and proclaim to the world, this is who I am, this is what I want, and this is where I'm taking a stand. In my personal relationship, when there's something I want, I don't ask my husband for advice, opinion, or approval, unless I want it. But what I do ask him for is his support. And we don't have to vomit it all over someone, but it's a declaration, right? In closing, before I share my gift with you, as I promised, let's take a second to imagine that it's the end of 2018. Looking back on this moment, at that version of you, let's say you're at the end of 2018, there's a version of you who has already achieved the things you said you wanted to achieve. Breathe into that. Maybe even close your eyes. It's the end of 2018. It's already the version of you that's come out of hiding and is the most expressed, fulfilled version of you in your health, in your life, in your family. Just being bathed, beaming all that full aliveness. So go ahead and step into that version of you that has all that. Make sure you're breathing. You're learning new things. You're feeling inspired and expanded. And you're starting to feel more aligned, no longer waking up dreading the day ahead of you. Go ahead and visualize the pleasure you have in your life and in your body. You're having the best life ever. You're literally creating the reality of the best life ever. So go ahead and step into that, this future version of you that has already accomplished that. And place your heart where her heart is, and just go ahead and breathe that in. And like a little stereo, go ahead and dial up like a volume dial and turn up the feelings on all that goodness. So it may feel a little tingly. So this is the end of 2018. You're already completed with the 90-day Total Body Transformation Program. And if you're feeling a little overwhelmed, just notice that that overwhelming feeling is just excitement without breath. Maybe move your body a little bit. It's like when we stay still, the sensation is more intense. So go ahead and breathe and notice that you can allow your nervous system to experience massive amounts of positive energy, and you can endure good feelings associated with what you want. Notice the tendency to boomerang back to what's wrong and what's not good enough yet. Let go of that, and right now, turning up the dial, breathing, sitting up tall, sitting as if that version of you is self-directed, empowered, confident, and who's already achieved all of this. You've made the decision, you've learned new things, you feel inspired, you're expanded, all of that is happening. So this is at the end of 2018. I'm feeling pretty fucking awesome. Now, this you, looking back at the you here, looking at me on this coaching call, here's an important question. What is the advice that future you would give the you sitting here right now? What is the advice that the end of 2018 you would give to you now about saying yes to yourself. And on a side note, there's no regrets about the past. It doesn't serve us right. When we sit here and feel bummed out about what we didn't do in the past, all we can do from this point forward is we want to do it differently. You've got this. Notice, what's the opportunity right in front of you? When the student is ready, the teacher will appear. And how do you know you're ready? Because you're here, right now. That is your sign. You're actually here. No mistakes. We didn't know each other before, but we can now. So now is the time. So with that, I'd love to share with you about my fabulous Over 50 Total Body Transformation Program. I work with women and men of all ages. But since I am a little seasoned, I primarily work with women of a certain age who are ready to learn to make themselves a priority without guilt or shame. Heal emotional eating, eliminate their dependence on sugar, regain their energy, reclaim their sex appeal and verve for living through natural, sustainable, and a joyous approach. All without giving up wine, chocolate, or Havarti cheese. Now, would I lie to you? Why would I lie to you? Now, if that sounds like something you or someone you know could benefit from, then I'd love to offer you a free, live, one-on-one personal conversation with me to marinate on all things you. To get clarity on your vision, to get inspired, uncover what's holding you back, and what to do next to step into that next highest version you have imagined for yourself. Most health coaches will teach you 80% nutrition and maybe 20% transformation. The information you learn is only as good as the framework that it's in. Health coaches work in a particular framework. I believe it should be 20% nutrition and 80% transformation. So I kind of flip the whole equation on its head, which seems a little counterintuitive because you might think, is that going to be enough nutrition? I'm telling you, it is. How do I know? Because most people know what to do to be healthier, they're just not doing it. And why are they not doing it? Well, that's where the transformation comes in. We have to get to the underlying reasons why people stay stuck. And that's what my coaching method does. And that's why I put the emphasis on the transformation part and 20% on the information part, diet, lifestyle, the how-to. So my 90-day total body transformation coaching program consists of one session every week for 90 days, either in person at my house in my lovely home, or over the phone, Skype, Zoom, whatever works for you. And here are a few of the results that you can expect from my 90-day program. You can lose weight, gain energy, address emotional eating, binge eating, understand your cravings, learn which foods to eat, which foods to avoid for you is the key word. Less stress, balanced blood sugar, have glowing skin, improved digestion, heal adrenal fatigue. And like I said, this is different for each individual as you are unique. That's what I term bio-individuality. What I eat could be poison for you. I'm not you. We look at your age, sex, genetic, metabolic, likes, dislikes, allergies, sensitivities, hormones, ethnicity. So, but together we do figure it out what's right for you. Now, that's the diet you can stick with because you are making the rules. This is a personalized approach to health and lifestyle, which also addresses any chronic conditions you may have. We'll also work on body image, learn to fall in love with your body, and be comfortable in your own skin. Get unstuck, improve the quality of your life, look and feel younger, and experience deep happiness and satisfaction. I normally charge $147 for this coaching session, which I'm gifting to you for free because you are here. And to get clear on your next steps, and then after the call, I will send you my seasonal fall cleanse, which is another $150 value at no charge for your time as well. So if you're intrigued by what you're hearing, your next step is to schedule your free private coaching session with me on my website, and I have it listed on the video, but and use the special code Dee-Dee Special Offer 18 at checkout to schedule a time to talk with me. And don't shut off the possibilities. I not only do it in person and over the phone coaching, but if you peruse my website, I have a variety of done-for-you online programs which you can do even on your own in the comfort and privacy of your own home. And the next obvious question is obvious. How much does this program cost? And I don't want to shy away from the money conversation, so let's talk about the money. It can feel like a big risk, and that can feel a little daunting. But remember that what we're working on here is to live a life with no regrets. And I remember when I was looking at different programs for myself, and I kept coming back to the one that was a little more than what I wanted to pay. I was really scared at the time, and what I asked myself was, if I was on my deathbed right now, would I be looking back and saying, oh my God, that investment really killed me? That was the thing. Probably not. However, the opportunity was just pulling me so much that if this could improve my life so much, that what we've talked about today, where I was creating my life as I wanted, where I felt empowered and inspired other people, and I was living a life fulfilled, then that would be a life well lived. Now, would that be a worthwhile investment? Oh yeah, that would be. So again, my website is listed. I will post that. Go to private coaching program, and once you go to checkout, enter the code Dee-Dee Special Offer 18 to receive a free session on my calendar where we can talk about you. And so thank you so very much for your time, your energy, and your engagement today. And for those of you who would like a little more clarity on how I can coach you, please take advantage of my special offer, and I will see you on the other side. Namaste, and have a home run day.